At least 82 people have been arrested after the chaos at the Capitol. They include one man seen lounging with his feet on a desk in Speaker Nancy Pelosi's office. Another was seen smiling while holding the Speaker's lectern, kind of waving to the camera. Tonight, one man, Larry Brock Jr., a retired Air Force lieutenant colonel, confirmed to the New Yorker magazine that he was the guy in this picture, the one wearing the combat helmet and the body armor while carrying zip ties. We have yet to see if he will face charges. This attack left 5 people dead, including Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick. Officials say he died from injuries sustained while tussling with protesters. Why was law enforcement not better prepared for this? How safe is the Capitol 11 days out from the inauguration? Let's discuss it with NBC national security and intelligence correspondent Ken Dilanian. Ken, I want to start with a question from one of our viewers who kind of sums it up very well, what a lot of people have been asking for the last few days. Barbara writes, where do we go from here? How can our government know who to trust for security? This is all so terrifying. I can't even believe that this is my country. Ken, I think she hits the nail on the head in a couple ways. One, it is terrifying. And two, it raises doubt and concern as to who we can actually trust to protect the government.
It certainly does, Joshua, and I can understand how people could be completely mystified that such a symbol of American democracy as the U.S. Capitol could have been so easily overrun by a violent mob. And there's a simple answer to why this happened and a more complex answer. And the simple answer is basically that the Capitol Police, the force that is paid to protect the Capitol and the lawmakers inside, utterly failed. They didn't do their job. And I don't mean individual officers who behaved heroically, but management. Management assured senior lawmakers that they had things under control, that they had a plan, and it turns out their plan was radically insufficient. They had no crowd control operation to steer people away from the Capitol. They had no riot gear. They were no match for violent rioters who were beating them in the head with lead pipes and spraying them with pepper spray. That's the simple answer. But it goes beyond that, Joshua, because there were threats on social media. We've all seen them now. NBC News has reported extensively. These people were telling the world what they were going to do. And which agency is in charge of dealing with domestic terrorism in the United States? The FBI. So where was the FBI? Why didn't they stop this? Why didn't they disrupt this, what looks like a plot to enter the Capitol? Well, I spoke with a senior FBI official tonight who said, look, social media is only part of an intelligence picture. Yes, there were threats on social media, but we didn't uncover any specific organized plot to seize the Capitol. We did pass on what threats we saw to Capitol Police and other agencies, but this is a really difficult thing because if 100 people say they're going to do something on social media, maybe one will actually do it, and we have to figure out which one that is. So that's the FBI's version. Now, critics would say you're not taking domestic terrorism as seriously as you would have taken an Al-Qaeda plot to attack the Capitol, and that's a debate we're going to have going forward, Joshua.
Very briefly, Ken, what's the next step? We know that Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren from Northern California, Silicon Valley area, is the chair of the House Administration Committee. She says that her committee is going to investigate this further.
Yeah, there will be investigations and hearings. And look, I was at the Capitol the day after this happened. It's a whole different picture now. Our viewers can be assured that it is locked down. There are fences. There are men in tactical gear guarding every entrance. They know now what is possible in terms of violence and against the inauguration and other possibilities, and they are organized to meet that threat. But I think we're going to be debating for months and maybe years to come whether there needs to be new laws and a new focus on domestic extremism, Joshua, and the ability for the FBI and other agencies to look at how people are threatening violence on social media and take action against that before the violence happens.
It's so wild to see the security that journalists go through when you're walking into the White House or the Capitol or the Supreme Court or one of the Smithsonian museums, and then to see this group just be able to kind of push into a door at the top of the steps in the East Front. It was wild to watch. Thank you, Ken. That's NBC Justice and National Security correspondent Ken Dilanian.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.